are live, and it is Wednesday. Happy hump day. I hope you guys are having a beautiful week. I don't know if it's been a tough week for you or not. I know for me it's been so far. But I wanted to find out from you, what are some things that have been going on for you that you feel like, oh, I realize now as I've been practicing some of this releasing perfectionistic thinking, I've been feeling more relaxed. I've been feeling less stressed out. And I want to share with you that actually has helped me this week as I'm helping you guys. I also practice what I'm teaching you because it's good and important to keep practicing things. And so some of the things that were really rough for me, I would want to start thinking, oh man, should I said it like this? Should I said it differently? Should I have done it like this? Should I have done it like they did it? So it's important that we take a look. It's okay to ask these questions because then we can go, oh, yeah, well, no, yeah, no, no, okay. Or yeah, I want to ask this person a little bit more. So share with me some of those thoughts that have come up for you so we can take a look at them. Instead of pushing them away and calling them bad and wrong and I shouldn't do that, and let's take a look. So it's okay if the comparison comes up. So I had that question. Someone asked me, well, are comparisons always bad? No, it's okay to take a look at them. It's okay for you to be able to see, well, is this helping me? When I look at myself and I compare myself to that, do I want to reach that? What can I do to get there? Can I ask this person who's gotten there? So it can be very helpful to be able to ask yourself those things and to be able to look at where someone else is at or what it is that they're doing or how it is that they did it. So then you can do it as well. However, if you're using those things to shame yourself and guilt yourself, get rid of it. It's not there to help you. It's actually there to sabotage your progress. So that's when you know the difference. So that would be number one in practicing. Write it down and allow yourself to take a look. Is this helping me? Can it help me to say, how can this help me? A little redundant, but you get the point. The other thing is allowing yourself to take a look. So here's a couple examples of some folks that I've worked with, and they gave me permission to share, but just use their first name. So Sam was having trouble because she was really looking at her body and she just felt really overweight and really ugly. She felt like her skin, she had lost some weight, so her skin was kind of hangy and saggy, and she felt like she couldn't ever get a boyfriend, and she was just in a really bad space. And so some of the things that we practiced, she wanted you to know so that way you can also practice them too. And she's perfectly fine with sharing her story so you can see that. So what she began to realize was that she had it tied. So oftentimes we tie one belief to an outcome as if it's true. She had it tied, because I am fat, I won't get a good boyfriend. And so, because of that, she continued to choose unhealthy people that would mistreat her. So, what we had to do initially, take a look at what belief leads to the next belief. What belief leads to that next truth that you have. Charlene says, when I find myself overthinking things that I've done or that haven't or that have happened in the past I can't change, I stop and tell myself, think a forward thought. Yeah, that's awesome. That's perfect. And so that actually ties into what we're talking about with Sam. So what she was able to do was just that. Think into a forward thought. So she was able to realize, wow, I took this belief and tied it to this belief, and instead coming up with her new thought, which is the fat on my body has nothing to do with the relationship that I have. And what was the proof that she was able to prove this with? Well, there are a lot of heavy people in good relationships, and fat is just tissue. People do not choose a relationship out of tissue. And she knew this was also true because she's dated skinny people and she dated overweight people, and it didn't change how she felt about them. It had her take a look at whether or not they're caring for themselves, and she also dated somebody who had issues with not eating at all. So she was able to see that these things were tied to a belief process that was not logical. It still was true for her, but she realized it wasn't logical and she could shift it because it was something that she created a long time ago when she was little, that she had heard growing up. If you stay fat, you're never going to get anybody. Nobody's going to want you. And so she took that and made it her own belief without realizing it. And then she made it a truth and had proof because these people that she kept finding and bringing into her life made it true. Well, it has to be true because all these guys treat me like crap. And so she began to realize the reason why these guys were treating her like crap was not because she was fat, but it was because, and she also began to stop calling herself fat. She began calling herself herself and that she had fat on her body. So instead of connecting those, she began to realize the fat on my body is not what brings these people to me. It's my decisions and how I'm carrying myself and what I believe about myself. And so being able to realize that these things do not have a connection, and like Charlene's saying, be able to create a new thought into what's going to move you forward. So she had a slew of different thoughts. So she wanted you to know what she now says to herself. And by the way, you can use a mirror, you can use Facebook Live like we're doing, and you look into your own eyes and speak positive things into your life. And a lot of times we say, oh, that doesn't work. Well, it's because you don't believe it. You can't just lie to yourself. So it's important. Don't tell yourself lies. If you don't believe it, that's going to reinforce that that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel right. So create forward thoughts that are going to have you believe them, which we started off in some fun ways. Do you believe that you appreciate the fact that your body holds your bones in? Oh yeah, not a problem there. Are you really glad that your body keeps all your organs together? Are you glad that your heart is pumping, and it doesn't need your help that in case you forget? Totally. So she could start with fun, neutral comments, and then we could take a look. If you looked at somebody else and they had waddle, right? They had some fat here that dangled, would you love them less? Never. That's not even a thing. Right. It's not even a thing. And that doesn't cause people to love someone less. And so, helping understand those kinds of things, asking yourself the question, would I say that to someone else? Would I believe that was someone else? Helps you to begin to see where things might not be logical. So, share those things that might be coming up for you. If you notice, yeah, I do realize that I thought if this, then this. That is a way that you program yourself without realizing it. That is a way you create a program, like a computer program, that says, if this, then this, so it must be true. So here's one that's silly. I'm going to just make it up. If I wake up late on Monday, there must be something wrong with me. What? You hear how that can be illogical if we're thinking about it? But if we're not thinking about it and we just make it true, like Um, if I eat a cookie and I shouldn't, then I just wasted my whole entire weight loss program and I can just eat anything I want to now. Just give up. That's black or white. How many people, and maybe even yourself, have done that? Well, it's over now. If I did this, then it's all over. How is that true? Does it negate everything you've done before? No. So use that if this, then this in a new way. If I do something, then it has no correlation to who I am. It has no correlation to my worth and my value. If I do this and it's a mistake, then it has no correlation to my value. If I do this and it's a mistake, then it's for me to learn and grow. You can use the same programming that you've always done and you can change it. You just haven't known that's what you've been doing. Now you can do it on purpose. Pretty cool, right? We do not understand we're doing these things to our mind. We do not understand we've been practicing these things over a lifetime. Here's another example. This was a young person who um, I was working with her therapist with her. She was having a lot of thoughts about wanting to hurt herself. And so as we were working together, she realized she had some thinking that said, nobody's accepting me. I'm not good enough. I had friends and now they reject me and make fun of me and they try to hurt me. And so I don't even need to live. She began to realize she had these thoughts that were tied together. And as I was working together with the therapist, I shared with her what I would be doing, just like I shared with you. And she thought that was a great idea. Let's practice it with her. And we did. And we not only practice it as we're talking here, but we practice it with her eyes closed and as she's relaxing. Relaxing like she's asleep. Body relaxed, no thoughts about the day. Just relaxing like it's a dream. And what if my friends are immature and insecure and hurting, and they're putting their stuff on me? So when my friends are immature and hurting, then they say things that hurt other people, including me. Huh, that felt better for her because it was the truth. She shifted into a new truth. And so I would like you to practice today. So, first of all, let yourself breathe, let yourself relax. And like Charlene mentioned, you catch what it is that you're doing. She caught herself overthinking. Huh. She didn't overthink about her overthinking, which is what we can do, right? Overthinking builds on itself. She put the brakes on. So imagine yourself breathing, relaxing. I'm going to put the brakes on this thinking. I'm going to put the brakes on this overthinking, this perfectionistic practice. Instead, I'm going to put the brakes on and realize that's some negative thinking. Okay, I'm going to shake that off. Keep breathing. Notice your body relaxes as you do that, letting go of any thoughts, letting go of any perfectionistic stuff. And allow yourself to either have a mirror or get your phone camera or imagine it in your mind's eye. You're talking to yourself in the mirror. Or you can do it once and see it and then close your eyes. And so that way you're creating this practice. And I'm going to open my eyes as if I'm speaking to a mirror to practice with you. If someone said negative, if you're thinking negative, it doesn't mean anything else. That is that, nothing else. If somebody has said something negative to me, it means they're having a negative experience. If this, then this. Doesn't have to do anything with you at all. If you had a negative thought, it meant you're having a negative experience. If you're overthinking, you're just stuck in that moment. If that, then it's related to that, not you. Now let's also shift it. If I'm having a negative thought, then I can change it. If I'm overthinking, then I can put on the brakes, take it to the next step, and I can let myself shift into a beautiful thought that moves me forward. Taylor says, how do you retain your brain from having those intrusive thoughts consistently? Do we have to take a step back each time and talk ourselves out of it? That sounds like a lot of work, right? Well, here's the thing. We've taken a lot of work to practice putting ourselves into it. So let's say, for example, I'm doing what I need to do, and all of a sudden this thought comes up. I don't know if that's good enough. I don't know if that's right. I'm not sure. Or not to say it's not even saying I don't know. It's saying that's not right. That's not good enough. Well, instead of fighting it and go, yes, it is. I know it is. We've got to back up. We got to breathe. I know it's okay. Everything's fine. Right? That's not really changing it too much. That's really fighting it. So the stepping back gets to look like, okay, this is okay. That's just a thought to help me check in, make sure I'm doing it okay. Yeah, I'm doing it okay. And then moving forward. So it doesn't have to look like really hard work. And so let's say, for example, another one that a lot of kids hear. Um, and sometimes it's from teachers, sometimes it's from parents, sometimes it's from other students. Oh, that's not good enough. No, 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 you can't do it like that. That's not the right way. No, 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 no. Just stop doing it like that. That's not the right way. And so what someone's going to internalize is I'm not doing it right. I'm I'm always doing it wrong. I'm stupid. I'm not smart enough. Look, everybody else is staring at me. I'm going too slow. Everybody's getting it done. So it's important to notice that not only is that one thought happening, but there's usually many thoughts that tag along with it. They've got a lot of friends. So when you allow yourself to take a look at these many thoughts and allow yourself to ask the question, would I say this to somebody else? Would I say to them, you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not getting it done quick. And you're not keeping up with the class. What's wrong with you? You probably would go, whoa, I wouldn't say that. And if I heard somebody saying that, I would stop them. So that's where you get to notice that taking a step back can be really quick and with ease. So you can allow yourself to you can do this in a couple ways, but one way I really like, notice that there's that part of you that gets scared. And in that scared, we jump to criticism and we jump to you're not doing it right. Oh my gosh, right? And we start to get kind of that fear builds. And so then we name it anxiety, we name it panic because it gets really big. But if we just noticed it was fear, what does fear need? Fear needs to feel safe. It's your mind and your body saying, "Hey, I need to feel safe. That thought I just had scares me." And so if we notice it happens real quick, our mind is really very fast, no matter how slow we might think we are, or no matter how stupid we might think we are, or no matter what we've recorded from what someone else has said. It allows us to be able to go, oh, I was doing that. I was in my scared mode. I was doing that scared self. So instead, I'm going to bring in that part of me, that confident part. That confident part is going to give some connection to that scared part. Just like a big sister helps a little sister, or a little sister helps a big sister. We're able to go, hey, it's okay. It's just a thought that you had. That's not a true thought. And it can happen like that. So that step back could be as quick as a breath. So let's do that as an example. So I'm doing what I need to do. That thought, oh my gosh, I'm starting to breathe fast. Oh, my body's getting tense. I feel that tension in my throat. I feel like I want to start to cry. Okay, that can be a reminder. Oh, I'm not feeling safe. Take a deep breath. Relax the throat. Relax the mind. This is all happening really quick. I'm doing it in slow mo for you. You can even hold your breath for a quick instant and stretch your lungs and stretch your back where we hold our tension. You can even like stretch back like I'm doing and feel that happen. Let yourself yawn. It can all happen in a quick yawn. Oh, there we go. And during this yawn, I can tell my thought, hey, you got yourself scared. You're safe. You're doing a great job. And if we're not sure, we can ask somebody. Or we can look at the proof. The proof is I know I'm going to get a good result on this. I know I'm going to get an A or B in my class. I know that it's getting the results it needs. Okay, good. Yep, I feel better. I feel safer. I feel calmer. So you can see how quickly that can occur. Now, if you wanted to take the time I'm taking, there's no reason to speed it up because you can. There's no reason to go quicker. If you're getting yourself to a calm place that's getting your body to that relax where you need it, perfect. Because then that what just took me just a couple minutes will actually create way better productivity after that. And so you can see then that allowing yourself, you don't have to um, feel like you're resisting in the retraining. It could be, oh, there we go, ease. So it removes judgment, like, but I'm not doing it good enough, and I'm not doing. Sometimes we can we can find ourselves in the midst of making it better, go back to doing it again. So just notice as you're retraining, kind of like when you're helping somebody read or you're helping somebody ride a bike, they're going to fall lots of times. And they might not fall down all the way. They might fall and drop their foot to the floor to hold themselves up, and then they do, and then they do, and then they do. How many times do you have to help a baby walk? And we don't go, "Ugh, I already did that 20 million times." No, we keep going till they walk. And we might start moving things away from them because they're going to fall and we don't want it to be dangerous. So, as you notice, there might be some things as you're retraining yourself, give yourself some cushion, give yourself some extra nurturing, which might mean letting your friends know, hey, I might be a little critical with myself. Or I might be a little judgmental with myself. And when I am, I might get a little cranky or I might get a little worried. And they might see that. And you can say, when you notice that I'm getting worried, can you just remind me, hey, you're doing a great job. Remember, you're going to practice telling yourself you're doing a great job. Let's do it together. So that could be a little cushion from friends. You can write on little sticky notes, you're doing a great job. It's okay. And then fill in the blank. Like, it's okay if, it's okay if you're doing it different. It's okay if you need to research first. It's okay if, and give yourself those supports and those cushions. Let yourself breathe and practice. Let yourself yawn a little bit more. People think yawning is rude. Yawning gives your brain more oxygen and it helps to release the tension that's being held in your neck, in your jaw, in your scalp. You actually hold tension in your scalp, which is where we can get headaches, and down into your shoulders. It actually, and into your neck, stretches all that out. So you're doing it emotionally, releasing that perfectionism. You're doing physically releasing that perfectionism. And it's really about any negative thinking. So I hope these tools help you today. And I hope sharing these stories help you today. And I love that you're coming in with your thoughts and your ideas and your questions because that's going to help everyone in the group. And I want to acknowledge you for that. I'm so proud of you as you're taking these things on and helping and sharing ideas with others because some people are not as brave yet. Some people are a little more shy, and it helps. That's why I do this work because I learned a long time ago that when I share my story, as hard as it is, when people see that, they go, oh, okay, I can do that too. I don't have to be ashamed. I don't have to be embarrassed. When I talk about it, it helps me grow. Heck yeah, baby. High five. All right, you guys, you take care of yourselves and let me know how this is supporting you and let me know any additional questions that this might have. I got a frog in my throat. Any additional questions that this has brought up for you. This week is talking about how negative thinking, how that perfectionism can bring you down, but also how we can learn from it and shift and how that can bring us up. So let me know. Tomorrow is going to be Thankful Thursday. So let me know what are some things that you would like to be thankful for that you're having trouble with. We're going to take a look at forgiving ourselves for these things that we've been doing, these criticisms, and maybe you've had trouble with that. So share with me what it is that you would like to do with that. So that way this is more interactive and more supportive for you. You have a beautifully blessed day. Know that you're loved. Speak into your life wonderful things. You are great. You are doing amazing. You are learning each and every day. Your mistakes are to help you to grow. You are all that and more. Or you are all that in a bag of chips. Oh, you're so welcome, Taylor. I love you guys so much. Most of you on here are people that I know and adore, and those of you who I'm just meeting, I'm loving you and adoring you too, and I'm so grateful for you. You get to know how wonderful you are and live that way so you can be like a well overflowing and pour out into your world because you make a difference. And not knowing that holds you back. And you don't get to be held back. You get to be, whoa! You take care of you, and I will see you tomorrow for Thankful Thursday, where we talk more about forgiving ourselves for any kind of judgment or blame or perfectionistic behaviors. And and you can. And maybe it's somebody else who did it to you. And we can forgive that too. Not to say it's okay, because it's not. It's hurtful, whether we do it to ourselves or others did it to us. But what we can do is release the stuff that we've been holding on to, thinking that somehow that's going to help them be accountable, because it's not. It's just hurting you, and you get to release it. So I will see you tomorrow for Thankful Thursday. Have a beautifully blessed day, and consider yourself hugged. Bring it all the way in. Especially for Charlene and Taylor, thinking of you guys. And thanking you so much for being on here today, and those of you popping on, watching the replay, sharing your thoughts. This is an extra hug for your bravery. Thank you guys. Talk to you later. Ciao. Oh, you're so welcome.